Hello, my name is Edward C. James, and I'm a student at Dakota State University. And what I'm doing is my final presentation based on DEFCON 18, searching for malware. So I'm gonna be talking. This one is not. It's a little bit technical, but not too broad. It just basically talks about facts about malware, about searching for malware, and I did a little bit of additional research on simple stuff, nothing complicated. Um, First of all, according to the presentation, the search volumes for malware, according to the different types of uh, of web media, have been 88 billion per month on Google sites, 24 billion per month on Twitter, and 9.4 billion per month on Yahoo sites. And the one that had the least amount was 4.1 billion per month on the Microsoft sites. Now, this should make pretty good sense that Google is going to be on the lead on as far as when you search for malware. You're more than likely to go to Google to look for it. I mean, it is a dangerous activity, but Google, it's the leading search engine, and we know that it's not just in the U.S. but worldwide. So it should not be a surprise at all that that we're gonna be the fact that someone may be utilizing Google to to look for this malware. Now, Twitter, with the popularity that it has, it should not surprise us. If somebody's trying to search for a malware in Twitter, um, then Yahoo is has always been extremely popular, but with the we gotta face it with Twitter and Google being at the top. Really, Yahoo doesn't stand. It's still good, but it doesn't stand a big chance compared to this Google being the giant and Twitter being really popular form of social media. And Microsoft sites, as search for malware, it's only been 4.1 billion per month. I mean, that it still seems like a high number, but just like I said, it does make sense, that they're at the bottom of the foot. It's at the bottom. I'm pretty sure it's other search engines, but not nearly as popular as any of this. Now, some malware facts. Over um, the people that did the presentation, they took it very serious and actually downloaded some malware, experimented with it, did some statistics work, and trying to figure things out. And what they found on the research was that when they downloaded the content, they found out that over 8,000 types of malware were found on their on their utility, and most of it was found in Google. Then again, it should not surprise us. Google, it's really popular. It should not surprise us at all that it came with the biggest number out of all of it. And Twitter, honestly, they said that they only had about 1% due to the randomization on the post versus top list on the search engine. Now, it's just that when you Twitter, you post, the activity or whatever, or free software or free that or whatever scam it is that you're running, hoping that that somebody finds it. It's kind of like going fishing with a string, and you simply throw your hook and hope that a fish catches it, and then and that it gets stuck, and then you reel it back. But with Google, the fact that if you tweak it, your whatever the scam or malware or viruses or whatever it is that you have developed, you can actually, if you tweak the search engine, and you can actually manage to have at the top of the list, and that is big, because many more people are going to be seeing it versus in the social media. This will be compared to throwing a net, and, more than likely, if you're in a place where there's a lot of fish, you are going to catch something. So that's where that's the reason of why search engine, especially Google, keeps being at the top of the list. And also another thing that they found out was that most of the attacks detected were between 11 p.m. and 5 a.m. in the morning. Uh, they even said, why would would it be at this time? It's like, unless you work somewhere where you constantly say you want fries with that, you're not you're not really gonna be working. You're gonna be sleeping or something. But and they also found that the least time from uh, malware attacks or viruses and any of that kind of stuff is between 5 p.m. and 11 p.m. Now, if we think about it at a glance, it doesn't really make sense, but once we really dive into the facts, it it does make a little more sense. Uh, they said that that's basically hacking time in Europe and Asia, and I've seen a few articles before saying that that the NSA has not made a fact, but has came up with a theory that we're constantly being attacked uh, by hacking communities in Asia, and eventually they could end up making a successful attack that could affect all of us, and they basically trying to make us live in fear, or at least it seems like it. But when you think of those terms, it does make sense because that's hacking time in Europe and European Asian time. That's why uh, it's around between, according to what the guy said on the video, is between that will be equal to 11 p.m. and 5 a.m. Eastern time. I'm Pacific, but it's only a few hours difference. So I guess it doesn't make a huge difference. If it's around that time frame, and that's when we're expected to be hacked. I guess that's what it is. Um, they talk about searching techniques for malware because they obviously they had to search for malware and download it and do their investigation. What they were using for that, they were using a malicious Java detector. I'm not sure exactly what kind of plugin they used or where they got it from. They didn't really say. That's all they said on their presentation. But I can see how that can be helpful because basically before they even visit the website, they just they list it, and once they list it, it does like a pre-scan. They said it wasn't 100% effective because there's ways to bypass it, but it was like at least some like 98%, some high number up there. So that's actually pretty impressive. But how these tools work, basically, you pre-scan the website and it shows you, oh yeah, this website has a potential of having a malware or viruses or whatever before you even actually click on the website and open it, because the fact of everything is that if you open those websites and they tell you oh you must install ActiveX or Silverlight or Flash or whatever it is that they're telling you to install, you're gonna really think nothing of it. Like, oh well, I'm trying to watch a movie that's still at the theater for free, or somebody trying to watch free pornography, or or oh, I'm trying to download a movie or watch this, or basically avoiding paying for something. That's when you're really likely to receive those notifications, and you're like, oh whatever, it's just one of those for the average user who doesn't know much about computers. It's like, oh, it's just accepting whatever so that it may work fine on my computer. But it's a lot more than that. You're basically accepting malware into your computer. But today, like I said, to the average user, this may not be a concern, but until it's too late, and then they have their computer with viruses. So that's that on the tool that they were talking about. Now, examples of malware online. There's the attacker. Basically, the attackers keep in mind that music culture and activities are mostly searched on Twitter, and news are mostly searched on the search engine. So on Twitter, they may say, "Oh, we have a we just went to see this band or whatever, or we were authorized by the band, or we are the band or whatever, or we're with the band with the band," and then they're like, "Oh, we're gonna post their this and these songs for free or whatever, or a video of this or a video of that," and then you visit it, try to watch the video or download the song or whatever. In reality, that's malware. Same thing as a search engine. Let me tell you, oh, this celebrity went through this or something really scandalous. You click on it, and next thing you know, a computer is infected. So basically, that's why is because entertainment is a big target of spyware. And when the presenters searched for LeBron James, they found a site the malware. They found a site with malware that required you to install a malicious version of Flash. Now I'm gonna go ahead and search for that name. I'm not gonna go to any suspicious website. That's for sure. But however, I'm gonna see what comes up. See if anything out of the ordinary comes up, and I mean it could. Like there's his official webpage. Obviously that's fine. This one looks fine. ESPN, Wikipedia looks fine. NBA, ESPN Go, Twitter. That's where you're not careful. There can be problem. Basketball. Uh, I don't know about this. Statistics on basketball. So let's see. It's kind of hard to tell, but if we put malware, let's see what I get out of it. So let's see. Yeah, this is that's the PowerPoint presentation, I think. And yeah, I could be something like this. I don't know. I'm not clicking on any of this. That's for sure. Affecting my machine. That's not gonna happen. Um, he also said that a Daryl Stingley search takes you to a malware that bypasses Clam AV. Now that's pretty serious. I'm not even gonna search for it. It's probably gonna be a little confusing. And the Twitter for this Daryl Stingley. At some point, there was a fake Twitter that if you click at that CN file extension, it would install malware in your computer. I'm not trying to like search for that and investigate it because I like to keep my computer healthy. Now, some Twitter facts. The stats that attackers should know about Twitter is that and I misspelled this, is that basically out of uh out of 100, this is just average. Basically, out of 100 Twitter users, six have 16 have 0 followers. They're just idle. They're just there. 36 have 1 to 4 followers. 15 have about 5 to 9 followers. 24 have 10 to 99, and 9 have 100 plus followers. So the Twitter crime rate, this is not like not something ugly. It's just the accounts that were created per month, and they were eventually suspended by Twitter for abuse or whatnot. Like basically making any violations that are against Twitter, insulting people, being aggressive, being reported, things like that, or trying to advertise things that they shouldn't. So 2006 was only 1%, 2007 was 1.7%, 2008 was 2.2%, 2009 it jumped to 12%. I don't know what it is now because that was what it was at the time of the video. So basically, one out of every account in Twitter was getting kicked out for improper use or activity. That was then, but I now it's probably higher than that. Um, so and then we went to the last part, which is the top search terms used by malware. So this was one of it. Let's see what it retrieves. So let's see. Wikipedia, Sports Illustrated. So I'm just gonna look for stuff that's on like the first page because that's where you're likely to go. Doesn't look bad. But then again, that was at the very bottom. Like this is going backwards, by the way. Number 1 is Lois Wilson. So I think I'm just gonna search a few and. I didn't see anything out of the ordinary, but let's look at the last two. That might give us something. Yeah, by the way, it was totally awesome because it's supposed to be a model, and she was actually at DEF CON that day when they were talking about it. And I don't see anything out of the ordinary really, except this one looks a little sketchy, and Daily Motion. I don't think they have anything, but they could. Um, yeah, stuff like this that that you website that you don't recognize, then that would be a no. And this one right here as well. I think this is the person that I started Alcoholics Anonymous or something like that. I can't even remember. Yeah, yeah, something like that. I couldn't tell you. I guess you can. I don't know. I'm not clicking any of this, but I guess like there's a potential to that. Well, and that's pretty much it about my presentation. It has been a pleasure. Thank you for watching.